welcome to Jim's Garage Toys. On today's project, I'm going to be cleaning the hybrid cooling fan on my wife's 2010 Toyota Prius. So this is a pretty important maintenance item that you need to do if you have a hybrid, just to be able to keep the battery cool. And if you can do that, your battery's going to last a lot longer and you won't have issues. So there's two things you need to do. For most cars, you need to clean the filter, but also you need to make sure that the fan for the cooling, for the battery, to cool the battery, is clean and running efficiently. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and attack that. So let's go ahead and get started. To start this process, I want to take everything out of the hatch. So take out the carpet piece and the cover that goes over the tray right there, and then remove the tray that's covering the spare tire. And then your hatch will look like this. And there's the back of the fan is actually up under there. So to get to the rest of this, what we need to do is take out the rear seat, and that will allow us to get this cover off, exposing the hybrid battery fan. So let's go ahead and get started on that part. Front clips are in there. Put those down. Now what we want to do, undo the Velcro to the carpet, holds that in, and there's a bolt right there that we're going to, there you can see it, we're going to loosen, and that will allow us to get this shelf out of the way. The shelf just snaps in, but it's got that one bolt securing it, so the rest are snaps. So get in here and undo this one. This is a 10 millimeter. And don't drop it like I just did. Actually, it should be just up under the seat, so it's not a big deal. There it is. So I'll just set that there. So now this shelf can be unsnapped. And it's just a bunch of snaps, so you just gotta get up under it and start prying. Once you get them started, then they'll come. There we go. Pass that through the back. And here is our hybrid battery. And under this contraption is the cooling fan. That is ultimately where we're going. There's a different view. So there's our battery. And then our cooling fan is underneath that. So there's a couple of clips that hold that on, and then some bolts for the fan, but we need to be able to remove the accessory. So I need to take off this bolt. And then we need to take off this panel here, which has the vent located in it. So, and this will help too. I installed a filter over that vent. This is a 2010. It didn't come with one, so I was able to pick that up at the dealer. thing won't do. Take that off. Set that up here. So there's I need to take off this panel right here that I showed you. And there's, right at the bottom, you can't see it. There's one 12mm bolt. So I can't miss that. Then this piece just slides up and out. So this is where that 12mm bolt bolts into, so it's easy to get to. And then lift up, and now you can kind of see the vent chamber. That's where that sucks in air, and it goes down through this plastic piece right into the cooling fan. There's the cooling fan right there, that white plastic area. So we need to take off a clip. There is a plastic clip right here that we need to undo, and I believe there's one up top. Yes, right here. So right there. I don't know how good this is showing that. Where is it? There it is, right there. So there's the plastic clip. So let me get my interior tool and we'll take that off. The next thing I'm going to take off is the cover over this. This is just held in with, you can see one down there, a little clip also, and there's one on the back side. And I'm just going to pull up and dislodge those, and they should pop out. Dislodge it. There's the back side. There goes the front. Sweet. So there's that piece. Both the clips stayed in there, so we'll pop them out once we get everything out. Oh, this one just fell out, so I'll get it under the seat. So here's what we're after. So it really, only takes a few minutes to get to it. Now there is another clip right here on top of the, you can see I'm just kind of prying that out, and it's pulling against those serrated edges, and out it comes. This one's a little different. It has two places to pinch, so ideally, if you can get a screwdriver or something underneath there, then you can kind of get one edge out and then usually pop the other one out. So here is our cooling fan, and there is one bolt right there. And forgot, once I did on that clip, you pull this piece out and it exposes everything. So now we've got our one bolt, we've got a nut right here, and there's another bolt right over there. And now we also have access to get our screwdriver in up under this one right here and pop that out. And then it's a matter of just connecting the wire connector to it. And there's one clip underneath it too, but now we can actually get a look at our cooling fan. And that's just not that dirty. I'm actually very impressed. Okay, so here we go with the bolts and nuts. Okay, that takes care of those. There's the nut. There's that bolt. And that bolt. So, now that part's free. I need to undo the electrical connection, and there's another clip under there too. and then the whole thing will lift right out. What I will do a lot of times is I'll use a screwdriver and I'll push if I can get it in, I'll push the little tab for whatever the connector is and then try to pull it, because it's easier to get some leverage. If you pull that, then there we go. It could be easier. Oh, there we go. I think I just felt that. There we go. Okay. There's that one. This one actually has the tabs on the sides. Sometimes you can't tell until you actually get the thing apart. So this one right here, I was having trouble reaching it from down below. So I actually just was able to work this in and use my tool, and it popped up. So now that's free. So now I think I need to go ahead and get this off. Oh, guess what? Coming at it sideways. Sideways did the trick. I was able to get around both the ears on it. So gotta remember that. And then gently work it out. There we go. That wasn't too bad. I've worked on a lot harder things than that, that's for sure. Yeah, some areas look less dirty than others, but we'll go ahead and spend some time cleaning it up real quick. So, not too bad actually for 12 years old. So I went ahead and cleaned each blade in there and then blew it out with compressed air. And it wasn't super dirty, but it's really nice and clean now. So, and I was even looking at this assembly, looking at it thinking that it looks like you could take off these 3 screws and bring out the motor, and the blades are attached to the motor itself, and so that way you would have really good access if yours was really gunked up. But mine's not really that dirty inside it either, and you can also see down into the channel there, and it looks good. So we're going to go ahead and do the reverse here and reinstall it. So that should be pretty painless. It's just getting the orientation. So here's our fan inlet right there. So this sits just like this. So get that. Down in there and get everything lined up. There we go. Perfect. So now we can install our 2 bolts and our nut. So one thing that I like to do, if I can't, like here I can't get my finger down in there, so I use the socket to meet extension and just get it started by hand to make sure I don't cross thread anything. And then once I'm golden there, then we can tighten to our heart's content. Go. So the motor is all good. Now we can put this snap that clip back in like that. And then come around this side and take the wiring harness. Like I said, there's two of them, so get the one closest first, and then the main clip, and then you can take this piece and stick it back in its connector. There we go, until it snaps. Perfect. It's all reattached now. So now we can go ahead and put our cover. This has got to go on first. Lined up. This goes around that. There we go. This is a clip there. This clip. There we go. Clips are nice though when you're putting things back together. So now, slide this one in first. There we go. Perfect. Now, the biggest thing with this that you want to look at is make sure that you have all of your clips. So, because I can see a couple of clips still in the battery. So, and those two go right there. Those two are missing. Oh, and there's one missing here, but I have one. One kind of fell out, so we'll snap that one. Back in there. Okay. And actually, and to see that, there we go. There we go. The last thing that I want to point out before putting the seat back is here's the front piece of the clip into, and that's not hard. You just push down and sit on them or whatever. But there's a little hook right here, and let's see if I can put some light on that. There's a little hook right here, as you can see, and that goes inside the loop on the back of the chair. So you just want to make sure that gets pushed down and hooked around there. If you don't, they won't. The front metal grab hooks basically won't line up properly to snap in there. So not a major deal, but just something to think about when you're snapping the back seat in. So you can see that hook that I was telling you about right here. It just goes up and under. And then the other thing you want to do is get your seat belts up through these slots. Just make sure that those hooks the loops are under the hooks. And if they are, this should line up. So I can feel how that's going behind it there. There we go. Just clips down into it, and you're good to go. Now the only thing we gotta do is put the tray back in and put this hook back in. Tray. To get these hooks up over it because of the cargo net I have in here. Lock it if you wish. And then it goes there. And I just gotta put the carpet back there and all of my wife's crap. So, missed one clip. So there we go, guys. Job well done. At least that's nice and clean, and knowing that it wasn't that dirty after 12 years is good. Now, yours could be a lot worse than that if you live in an area that is really dirty, dusty, whatnot. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and air is generally good, clean, and don't really have any kind of dust and dirt to deal with, and that showed with that. So with inspecting that, I probably could have left it just fine, but I'm glad that since I had it, I was all the way there, might as well clean it out, and that way it's like new now and good for as many other years as my wife wants to keep it. And putting on that filter, the external filter, also I think is a good idea for anybody that hasn't done that. So anyway, thanks for joining me. And if you've got a Prius, hope this helps with the process. It's not that difficult of a thing to do, but it can sure save the life of your battery and getting as much air to that and keeping it as cool as possible. So thank you much, guys. We'll see you next time. If you liked it, go ahead and hit subscribe and smash the like button, and I appreciate it. Thanks for helping us, all of us little guys, out.